What's up, guys, and welcome back to the channel. This is Xan, and we're gonna talk today about players leaving and coming into the game and what is the cause of it all. And no, before you turn this video down, this is not the normal take on what's going on. This is way more in depth than you have seen before. And before we are going into that, please hit the subscribe button, hit the thumbs up, check the link in the video description for following me on Twitch. I'm streaming every Friday, 7:30 p.m. GMT +1. Big shout out also to Pathfinder and Benny Westside that is helping me to doing the thumbnails. Links is also in the video description. So what the hell am I talking about when it says that this will be another and a different take on players are leaving and not leaving and players coming in? Well, we can just start with the facts overall. How many players are actually leaving MSF? That we can't have a real estimating of, so to speak, in numbers, because that is basically a company secret. But what we also can say is that during the August of 2022, they had 200,000 downloads, for example. Is that a point to say that there are 200,000 more people coming in and playing the game? No, fuck no. I mean, they will be glad if it's 2,000 that are gonna stay and be at level 60 or something. But the game isn't dying. Like, ignore that fact, or ignore that statement from anyone. This game is not dying. The revenues is super high and they're making a lot of money. And to be honest, do you really think that they will make that much money if every Kraken is leaving? No, they don't. We are also going to speak about some confirmation bias when it comes to the top alliances and even my own alliance, or the one I had before. We're coming into that also. But let me just read you some real facts that Marvel Strike Force has around 1,500 viewers per day when it comes to Twitch. And to compare that with World of Warcraft that has over 35,000 per day, you can't really do that, right? Because we are in another state of the game, and we are not a PC game. Don't devalue yourself for playing what's so-called a mobile game, because this is, honestly, I didn't thought that I would say this, but this is year 2022, and the DNH is what it is. You can basically play your game wherever you want, or as we would say from the developers of Diablo, don't you have phones? So don't be surprised when a game like World of Warcraft is coming to your cell phones either. But to be true and honest with everything, if we look at the statement that has been overall when it comes to the games overall, or Marvel Strike Force overall, it is that, to be honest, I've been playing this game for over 1,400 days. And from the beginning, when I joined my first real cluster, it was in Delta, to be honest. So big shout out to Delta. And we heard a lot about it's so hard to recruit. People are leaving all the time. We can't do shit. We can do this. We can do that. We are in a struggle with this. Yeah, absolutely. Because that is normal when it comes to a game overall. When it comes to video games overall, people are leaving because they are bored. People are putting too much pressure on them. They got a new job. They got families. You know where I'm coming from, right? Perfectly normal. So what I want to speak today about today is also the confirmation bias when it comes to the top alliances. Like, we hear all the time, the big streamers are speaking about, 4 people left today, 1 people left today. Yeah, it's perfectly normal. Because if you look at it from an objective side, if you have played a game for 4 years and logging in every day in 4 years, you might get fucking sick of it. And that is completely normal. Like you are getting out to work every single day, 5 times per week, or maybe 7 if you have a hectic life. You will get kind of bored of it at the end. And it's nothing strange that you want to seek out another job. right? So what I want to say about that it's the confirmation bias, because that when we are seeing the higher clusters and the higher teams are saying that people are leaving, everybody is going away from Marvel Strike Force. That is not true, not at all. Is it harder to recruit than it was before? Yeah. In my alliance, of course it is, because we are playing also in a higher bracket. And what that means is that we have a kind of slim base to choose from. And those who is playing in the bracket of 7 to 12 million bracket, they have a larger amount of players to choose from. And we can also confirm a bit that from what I've read, and I wrote up the numbers here, is that from the last event, it was 6 months ago, to be honest, that I've seen. I've been trying to figure out some numbers here, but it's kind of hard to sort from every fucking internet site that we can. But for 6 months ago, for example, it was a leaderboard, and his friends got 490k, and when it came to the leaderboard, and we know that it has been rising all the time. So I'm not too stressed about that people are leaving the game, but the thing is that it's kind of normal, and people doesn't understand why they are leaving the game also, because we are always complaining about that. Oh shit, it's Scopely that is doing a bad job, and of course not. I'm not gonna sit there and shield for Scopely, of course not. But we also need to understand why people are leaving and how they are affected by, for example, content creators and the normal YouTube stuff. And it's kind of simple. If you're feeding negativity all the time, you will have players, like the real hardcore players that are watching the YouTubes, watching the Twitch, watching like everything. Like me. I'm a fucking idol when it comes to like content creators and everything. I watch basically everything because I like it, I enjoy it, and it challenged my own opinion. But what I've seen for the latest is that there is so much negativity in the content creator base, and I think that is really fucking bad, because you are sitting and applauding people that are basically leaving the game, but you can't quit the game by yourself because reasons. You hate the game, but you are applauding people that are leaving the game. It sends the wrong signals. And actually, it has a lot to do with the mental strength of a human being. Because if you are fed negativity all the time and everywhere at any time, you will become depressed, to be honest. And if you don't have a strong mind, of course, and I'm not picking on those who can't like just put up a wall and just push it away. But when you get fed so much negativity, of course you're gonna quit, or of course you're gonna do this and that and this and that in a negative way. And it's the same when it comes to, you see the examples when people are basically hating on the game, but then they are spending like $100 on a fucking offer. What is the signals that you are sending? It's just ridiculously unresponsible to do that. And the thing that I want to bring out today also, that is probably the most important of them all, is what do you do in the game that brings you happiness? Because for me and myself, I can only speak for myself, of course, and a few friends that I have good contact with, is that we kind of like the game. It's fun. I like it. And sure, we have a responsibility to make ourselves heard, but it doesn't need to. We don't need to bring so much negativity into the game that people are actually quitting because of us. That is something that I want to point out, that you can't only just sit and hate on the game all the time and then don't have any solutions to it. I mean, I am all for opinions, and you are entitled to your own opinion. That is not my problem at all. I like opinions, because when I see negative people like really hating on the game all the time, I challenge myself. Because what do I think? Is that true? Is that not true? And that is something that I think that you also should do when it comes to Marvel Strike Force overall. Yes, it's a game full of bugs, of course. It's a game full of really bad offers. Does that even matter? No, it doesn't, because you don't need to buy anything. Nobody's forcing you to buy the fucking offers and then sit and complain about the offers. It's just mind-blowing. You don't need to be in the highest raids. You don't need to do the hardest content every day, because, as I've said before, there's thousands of alliance that really want you to be their alliance mate. You don't need to do the hardest thing every single time and then still only complaining because you don't have the characters. Of course you don't have the characters, you dumb fuck, because you are not geared or well sorted out to handle the content that they are putting out. Is that really so hard to understand? If you're not up to the task, maybe seek out another alliance. It's not that hard. But people are so fucking tunnel visioned at this stage that they are gonna bring negativity into everything. Yes, of course. MSF. Just look at the fucking calendar. They can't get the calendars right. They can't. We can't even search for the gear that we want to farm. Yeah, it is true. And the bugs in the raids, some of them is fixed right now. But if you don't enjoy the game, and if you hate the game and only bringing negativity into the conversation without having any solution, stop playing the fucking game and stop just spreading your toxin in people's ears. Just drop it off, because that is not cool anymore. People are getting super tired about the toxicity. People are stopping watching. People just don't care about the toxic anymore. It was cool 1 year ago, or 1 or 2 years ago. But now people they're waking up and understand that it's just not fun anymore to listen to the rage videos, to not listen to the toxic stuff. And I think that is a good thing for the community, because the community in Marvel Strike Force is basically the best thing I've seen in my 25 years of game playing. And I think that we need to actually wake up and think about solutions and work around the system, as I've always said. Work around the system, but also be aware what kind of game that you are playing. If you accept that they have major flaws that the game has, and the offers is bullshit, don't buy the offers. If you don't want to play the game because it's buggy, then don't play the game. If you are accepting that you are in this Marvel Strike Force mayhem, live with it, but do something creative about your negativity, because it's fine to call out negativity or their flaws and what's wrong. Like, for example, when they switched the brawn from 5 to 4 points when it comes to energy, and the alliance shenanigans, that is wrong. Yeah, but call it out, but be smart. And you can't just sit and say, fuck you, this game sucks. End of story. Because they won't listen. They don't listen anyway, but make it smart. And maybe someday they will listen. I doubt it. But what we can do is to work together to work around the system. If you like this video, hit the thumbs up, comment below, hit me up on Twitch. And also, if you hate the video, comment down below. Let me know what you are thinking about what I just said. Am I completely wrong? Am I right? Did I miss something? It's up to you. But as always, guys, stay safe, stay sane, and and don't burn out. Cheers.